I'm here in North Carolina with Brad White and his son Nathan, and they are working on a special commemorative red, white, and blue Bicentennial Mack from 1976, which we're doing in honor of the 250th anniversary, stacking on 50 more years from 1976 to 2026, celebrating what? The Semiquincentennial. And we're going to be putting on the stars and the stripes and making that Mack come alive. They've been doing an unbelievable job, which I'm about to show you in mere minutes. Stick with us, hit like, hit share, hit subscribe, send this to your grandma or anything. It's very wholesome entertainment. I made my way back down to the dank old shop where we built Low Patrol. Bradley is here working on this amazing project, his 1976 Bicentennial Mack that's going to be decorated now for the Semiquincentennial, and I'm looking for the Bradmeister, and there is the Bradmeister. What are you working on, Bradley? What's the deal?
We're going to try to put this Bicentennial truck back together. It's a 1976 all Mack drivetrain, transmission off.
How long you been working on it?
We've been working on it for a couple of years.
Here's a glimpse at Brad's 1976 Mack when he just bought it. I mean, you can tell the personality of this truck just by looking at it. I mean, for me, it already has a story. I guarantee it has a pedigree. Well, take a look. I went into Photoshop and I enhanced the bug screen name, Boys Toys. Brad and I both grew up in the 1970s being infatuated with semi-trucks. And clearly, Brad has taken that to the next level in adulthood. He always finds the gems. So Brad's idea to add the 76 Bicentennial package back to that 76 Mack was a no-brainer for me to come in and help.
It's just something that we put over on the side, and we finally this year we said, well, this year we need to get it done. So we've been working on it.
Truth be told, I know all about it. I've been seeing lots of photographs, which I'm going to stitch into here, and that's why I've come up to North Carolina to help him and Nate put this sucker back together for the Semiquincentennial, which is, I mean, look at this thing. It's unbelievable. So today,
so we're using Rob to do the detail work. So.
Stripes, stars and stripes.
Stripe it and detail it and finish it, put it back together. Just a lot of little tedious stuff that takes a lot of time.
What do we got behind us?
That's the original bumper, so it'll have to have a red stripe on it.
And it's in fantastic shape, man. Look at this thing.
Yeah, the original Mack, the all-American Mack, it had a red stripe across the top of the bumper from about right here up, the top of it.
And that's what you're doing right now? You're gonna paint it on there?
So it'll blend in with the stripes that go on the side of the truck, and hopefully it'll turn out good. We're gonna do a little bit of vinyl, but most everything's painted.
Which is, I mean, this is so awesome, everybody. This is. Listen, you don't really see a 76 Mack with a kick-ass. I don't even know if this is 36-inch bunk. This has got to be bigger than a 36-inch bunk. Let's show you, everybody. I mean, check this thing out. It is so awesome, and I mean awesome. Awesome. By the time we're done with this is gonna spread like wildfire. Brad White comes up with another to add to his classic truck collection, which he's been doing forever. That's how I know Bradley, from 2008-ish, when I was one of his crazy sycophant friends watching all of his awesome videos on Brad's classic trucks. Yeah, this thing is sick.
Look. Should look like this when we get done.
That is so badass! Oh, there's the stripe.
There's the stripe on the bumper.
Yeah, this is what we're talking right here.
That's pretty cool. I just thought it was a neat, you don't see a lot of this, and I remember seeing these in the 70s whenever they did like the dump trucks, the DMs, all that stuff, and they painted a lot of them.
I remember seeing them as toys.
I think maybe it was just a promotional thing, but I don't know how many of them they actually did, but
well, I
always thought it was really cool.
What a fabulous idea. So from his childhood playing with the toy like this,
yeah, and
to real life playing with the real life.
So this one was a real 1976 year model, so I figure that would be the.
Where did you get the truck, Brad?
I bought it out of Toccoa, Georgia, years ago. I've had it a long time.
Man, I mean, just to find it with a sleeper like that is just amazing. fun.
It's a bumper.
What about the dual truck, Brad? Do you ever hear any grief about
I
that?
spray painted it too myself. I built it for a beer commercial in '79.
When you're out of Schlitz, you're out of beer.
I was making up a story, a good sounding story.
Quick scuffing
I'm
action.
scuffing it a little bit so it'll stick. I'm just going to spray bomb it. Stripe.
Why not? What's the latest, Parker?
Nothing much.
Nothing much. What are you going to be doing here while I'm over the next
Ask
few
him
days?
what he's going to do all summer.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Eat.
You're going to eat. You're going to eat some healthy things, and
I
am. Nice. Look at that. That's looking good, Bradley.
Just don't get excited. It's pretty, ain't it?
Yeah, man. It looks awesome. Look at that. Bam!
Step on that hoe and knock it over on it.
I almost did.
Just put that inside.
And we'll come back to this. Bradley, bumper, what do you think?
Bumper looks good to me.
How about the stripes? How we coming along here? All right, here's what we got. So this one,
I think it's gonna come together real nice.
this side doesn't have this stack, so we're gonna keep that like that. The boot goes into there. And we've been using our laser, which you can see right here. Laser. So we've got stripe number 2 on. Here's our marker lines. Stack goes into there. So far, so good, bro.
Get another one on.
What we're doing right now is we're gonna just get the laser lines going. Just to recap, yesterday we were able to get on the 3 stripes on the sleeper. This is an accurate model of this truck. It has 3 stripes, even though this one doesn't have the sleeper. And I've never seen the brochure with the sleeper model, but Brad's 76 is as bad as it gets because it has a sleeper. We're gonna run these 3 stripes here, all the way around the hood. Brad's gonna take the red onto the breather. He's going to do that half breather there in red. You can see the back here, what we've got done yesterday, which is pretty awesome. Pain in the ass with the rivets for sure. But, you know, because it's vinyl. So I'm going to go back through with the heat gun and just seal down a few more where they might not be on. But, you know, you can, when you run into a rivet like this, it changes the geometry of the stripe, so you really got to finesse it. And you see how that's coming off a little bit? I'm just going to reheat that up with the heat gun, and we'll do that in a little bit. But we're going to go as accurate as we possibly can. And I've got Nate here and I've got Parker, and that's what we're doing. So the first step is this little handy dandy item. We're not sponsored by Bosch, but we should be. Bosch Laser Level! And everyone's favorite from when you were a kid, the Radio Flyer Wagon. I'll see you guys. I got to go do my paper route. Okay, that is definitely not where that needs to be. Let's drop that down and try to get the first line in. Once it stops bouncing around, you can get an accurate line, and that is way tall. This is half the battle. Because if you know you're going to do vinyl stripes in a long layout, okay, see where we are? We're pretty good there. Because that inside stack, you won't even see any of that line, but this is about where we're going to keep that. Yeah, that's going to look good. Can you pick that up in camera? On the truck? Okay, that's going to be our stripe 1. And now what we do is, these are just our reference tape lines, just guessing. Yesterday we were up here scoping it out. Now there are some really cool details that Nate and Brad have done, like these mirrors. Tell me the story, what happened with the other mirrors?
So the old mirrors were completely rusted out, the brackets and stuff. So we went up to the other R model, which is a 80 something model, and we got these off here, and these are not actually the 100% correct mirrors.
But they were way better than what you had,
So
right?
the old mirrors were rusted out. There was holes in the brackets and everything. So we got these. They look a lot better, but we're still going to try to put the original Mack mirrors back on it.
Okay, now that detail is key, because that's Nate running camera right now, and he's the one that's been working on this with his dad, and Brad being his dad. I love Brad. Brad is, I don't want to aggravate Brad, but those mirrors aren't the correct mirrors, but Brad has the correct set of mirrors that this had for the Bicentennial Mack, which he has. And this is the brochure, okay? And it has the embossed Mack mirrors. You can see it just a little bit here, M-A-C-K, going down, and they're the embossed type. I'm hoping that Nate can talk his dad into swapping these out for that, because the devil's in the details, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, so that's where we are with that. And Parker, you're about to get really busy with me in a minute here with holding tape up.
Just don't spray yourself in the face again. Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to spray myself in the face. What does that mean?
With the sprayer.
My back is completely wasted, so if you see me fall over on camera, it's not an act. It's completely destroyed. They just saw me go down in the field. I stepped in a pothole and fell down. I have this machine on called it's called the TENS.
That's what I thought.
Timer, I need to go up the timer. 30 minutes.
That's what it was.
Yeah, it's awesome. If I didn't have this stimulation going on my lower back right now, I'd be laying on the floor.
I had one on my knee one time, and I saw the muscle just.
See this is where the stack is. We're off by just a tick there. This is accurate, but the stripe went up. Nah, no big deal. Because you won't see anything that looks like that. I'll show you. We'll have the muffler, all the exhaust put on, and by the time this is on, this is gonna look so awesome. You'll never see that. All right, you hold this for us, sir. All right, I need the laser line. Yeah, come this way. There you go. Okay, so this is just enough for me to cut it. All right. Not that this needs to be straight up. Okay, now walk with me. Where is that stop? I'm going to stop this here. This is the process of putting the vinyl stripes on the This is a 1976 model Mack. That was the 200th anniversary of America. What was that called? Do you remember? The Bicentennial? Bicentennial? You weren't alive. You were a vapor. I was a kid. This is the 250th anniversary of America. Do you know what that's called? Do you know what it's called? Put him on camera. Do you know what it's called, Parker? It's called the Semiquincentennial. Can you say it?
Semiquincentennial.
Boom, he nailed it! Here on Semi Freaks, the Semiquincentennial. See, it's almost made for us.
Not sponsored.
No, we don't have any sponsors we have no sponsors. In fact, it's a charity organization. All right, so this is
sponsored by BPW.
This is the first stripe. Now the process here is going to get a little ugly. All right, we just start. This is half the battle, is to getting this to start, which I just did. Water bottle, sir. This is just Dawn.
Team effort.
This is just Dawn soap. What you do is you peel this down. Start on this. Flip this. The stripe's going to go that way. You peel this off, and then you start soaking this. Thank you, sir. Okay. Keep going. And now remember, when you get to the end, Parker, just do not let this thing fold on itself. You got to keep it straight. Just pretend that you're literally on the fender with that end. Hold on, keep going. Okay, hold this. Okay, give me a little bit of the room from the laser line. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. Once I find the laser, there we go. Hold on. Wrap that around the cab a little bit. Okay, Parker, start walking down there a little bit. Just duck down like I am. There you go. Okay. I mean, once you get on the laser line, that's the end. You're basically golden. Okay, peel that off. Peel the white. Hold on, let me see that. Take it all the way off and just hold that end, okay? Don't let that vinyl touch. Okay, good job, good job. Excellent job, sir. Move out of the laser line. Okay, that looks pretty lasered out to me. Looks pretty straight, yes? Okay, now what I do is I just kind of do it with my fingers to just massage it into these doors because I'm going to cut these and fold it in. Out of the laser line. That looks pretty good. Now we take the squeegee.
Squeegee.
I just use, this is just a piece of plastic that's blunted, and take like microfiber so it doesn't scratch the vinyl. Just kind of gently work this in. Get the bubbles out. Of course, there's some cab details here that we'll get with the heat gun. I just go really light, just to kind of seal that and get the water out. Smack that one into there.
Honestly, we could pick that up.
No, that's okay. Yeah, that's fine too. Perfect. Again, this is where you get the body lines, and then when the body lines come in, the heat gun we're going to do next.
Every second.
We're going to stand back and take a look at it. See how that looks.
Every second this truck looks so pretty.
Right, I mean, once you start putting this on, now they really get the detail. I got to stand back and take a look at it. But it goes lickety split. But what you need to have somebody like a Parker. You need to have somebody help, and I do, because I'm a spaz, blowing white trash. This is not an exact science, and I'm not exactly Johnny Vinyl on the spot, but I'm pretending that I am over at the white Bicentennial / Semiquincentennial.
Something like that.
Say it again.
Semiquincentennial.
Bam, he's still on it. Nothing is going to be perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm going in here and just kind of cutting around the Salem bit because this has to open at some point. So what I'm going to do then is just I'll heat this up with the heat gun. We'll come back over here, I'll trim out all this. But if you go back from a distance, it's looking pretty good. This side over here, we finished this up. At least the main body stripes. So if you stand over here, I mean, it's looking pretty good. Let me give you a reference on the model. So we're hooking it up. We're hooking it up. Bam!
Beautiful.
It's looking so great. It's looking so excellent.
It's beautiful than a bowl of beans.
It's more beautiful than a bowl of beans?
It's way more beautiful than a bowl of beans.
So in other words, you're in a bowl of beans? Is that what's happening?
In other words, I'm hungry.
It's only 11:20. Roll on. And these fenders are fiberglass, and there's kind of cattywampus here and there. Plus the truck doesn't have its airbags in. We're doing the best that we can, improvising. And we know that our stripe count is accurate, and that's really what we have to do, is just kind of keep going and improvising as we're going along.
Up close and personal with Rob.
Yeah, up close and personal with my man, my main assistant over here, the one and the only. Hold this.
If you want a piece of signed paper from Rob, it's $50.
Come up some more.
Oh my Lord, that thing is so twisted. Got that paper? No, like this. There. Now hold that there. See how tall that is? Hold on now. Come on, baby. Come on, baby, light my fire. How about that?
That is beautiful.
Getting better. It needs to come a little bit more.
More?
Not the whole stride, just the very end.
Man, it's gonna look different because this fiberglass fender is really, I mean, it's going like this, it's going like that. Hold on, where's the water bottle?
Thank you, Pepper Boy.
What are you doing, Bradley? Nice. You're black inside the breather. That looks awesome. Progress on the Mack rolls on. Here's the other component tomorrow. Brad's going to paint the bottom of this red because in the Bicentennial 76 version it was red and blue, but we've decided some more details were needed and Brad did an amazing job on this. This is the inside bracket for the breather. What we're doing right now, what I'm doing right now, if you can see the laser line. All right, this is the missing stripe right here. So I'm going to put that one on. We've had our share of problems. It's not perfect, but it's looking damn good, I'll say that much. Give you another shot Ola from over here. This is really my favorite. Look at that thing. That's right. When is anybody really, seen a 76 Mack R model done in the Bicentennial scheme exactly as the brochure was? I personally don't I remember seeing them as toys with like the municipality trucks, cement mixers with the red, white, and blue. But I don't ever remember seeing a cool owner-operator rig like this. Surmising that Mack might have custom built this sleeper. Is that what you said, Bradley? Well, I mean, it's got the Mack cutout, which is awesome. Totally awesome. So, I mean, that's what's going down. That is what's going down at Camp Brad's. Progress. We're missing a stripe right there. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
What do kids say when they want to eat soon?
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
Serve Franco-American SpaghettiOs with meatballs or sliced franks. The neat brown spaghetti you can eat with a spoon.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
That's going on next. We're kicking some ass. Here's our laser. As you can see, the laser lines marking the stripe-olas. Now we're working on this. Brad's working on the breather. That's going there. Then it's going to be a snorkel. We're going to have to find a 2-foot extension. And this thing's looking pretty damn sick. Pretty damn sick. Bradley's working on the air. You got the bottom of it?
Yeah, this is the piece that goes on the inside, so I'm gonna clean it up and paint it black.
Oh, nice.
You won't really see it, but we sandblasted it. So.
Okay. There you go. Yep, here we go. Is right. Progress Ola. The badass 1976 Bicentennial version of the R Model Mack looks so freaking cool right now. So cool. You know that it looks awesome. You can't even stand it. I can. I think it's becoming one of my favorites. Even though right now, there's a famous red Mack that Brad and I had for a year and a half called the Evel Knievel Mack. But guess what? I wasn't invited to Las Vegas for the final grand finale of its new home. And isn't my friend Lathan, air quotes, great? He's a great guy. So I'm not really gonna let that bother me too much because it is Mack, but I love this Mack. I think it's better now than Evel's Mack. How does that sound? Because they've tainted it. Here's the air breather or air cleaner housing. Brad is doing a meticulously awesome job on that. He's already painted all that on the inside. Here's this sick kick-ass bracket. That's going on the cab so that when it's on the cab in configuration with the stripes in between, all of that is going to match up with the breather. And look at how cool that thing looks.
That's cool.
My Lord. Brad doesn't play games. Although right now, I don't know what the hell he's doing. He's probably playing games. Nope, he's got bees around him though. Look at the size of that thing. Wow, that thing's humongous. All right. Yep, and this is the inside of the breather. It's all the details, everybody. It's all the details. Day 3, Bradley putting the bracket on. The matching red, white, and blue bracket, which looks amazing. Amazing. Oh, this is cool. This is how we assemble a breather. Gonna put a giant K&N filter in there so this thing does wheelies. Hey everybody, this is where we were with the Evel Knievel Mack, cracking the safe open. We're here at Brad's Classic Trucks. We've got Frank, his chief mechanic, who has not only unfreed the steering this week and got the old Max 9300 to run, but now we're doing something extra special. Evel Knievel had a safe in the floor. We're fixing to cut it out and open it up today. One bad Evel Knievel safe. Man saw it. I'm hoping full of jewels. How's it going, Rob? We're all here to see what's in Evel Knievel safe. You think we'll be able to get it, Frank?
Remembering Frank, good old Frank was Brad's chief mechanic and all-around handy guy. He was also really good with any kind of welding. He did every single weld on low patrol. Anything that I needed to get done or I would ask him to do, he would do it. Great guy. And on this day, here's Frank in action, working his magic, trying to bust open Evel's safe. And this was back in 2012, somewhere in there.
You can't see diamonds, they're in a pile.
This is great to see Frank in this footage. He worked on my truck and he was a really good guy, so God rest his soul.
All the way upside down into the hole. Okay. We came up a little bit empty in terms of treasure. We still have the treasure of his rig, but no actual currency, jewels, valuables, paperwork type of treasure, unfortunately. Hang on, hold that right there where you got it. We haven't declared that until Fat Lady is sung. But I think I've changed my mind now in the Evel Knievel Mack. This is the way better Mack. Brad's Mack. 76 Mack. Boom. I've got to come through here and finish some of these stripes. It's not exactly the easiest thing in the world because this one has a sleeper on it. So we kind of started with the sleeper and matched the sleeper stripes. And then there's no airbag in this cab yet. Is it on the cab, the airbag, or the sleeper, or both, Brad?
It's on the cab.
On the cab. And then the sleeper, what? We just have to bolt right here?
Yeah, we got to push it up. We're going to put the push in.
Yeah. This isn't quite where it needs to be, but it's going to be. It's going to look good. We have the headliner out of it. We're going to do a little specialty on the headliner. We're going to clean all that up. We're not going to worry about all of those cosmetics right now. That's after the fact. You're just trying to get the initial truck done. And we're going to put the breather on here any moment.
No, we're not going to put it on.
Oh, then I lied. I stand corrected. We'll be back. I'll be back with the breather. I'll be back with the breather. And progress rolls on with the Semiquincentennial Mack on the 1976 Bicentennial Mack. And what we're doing here is, well, I'm doing is masking this lower stripe off, the 5th stripe. And the reason why is I am not exactly Johnny Vinyl when it comes down to all these compound curves, ins and outs, and it's really difficult. I tried to put it on there 3 times, so I said, we're gonna paint that one on. So I've marked this stripe off, the lower one. And then we'll put that on. Here's my laser already. Yeah, I'll fix that little booger. That stripe's gonna be here. That's gonna go into this bucket. Fix these 2 on, like these. Then we're just about there on all of the stripes being done. So it's looking pretty good. Brad's got the air cleaner done. Got the air cleaner done, which is super cool. Check this out. You know it looks good. Forget that little chip in there. All that goes behind the bracket. All this will go behind the snorkel, rubber interface, intake tube. Isn't that thing awesome? This is actually the bottom. It's the top. That's looking good. Stack bracket. Brad's actually cleaning up some parts right now. And then we're gonna come back and attack it. A couple of small details going on here, like putting on the stack bracket. Brad is underneath there putting on the stack bracket. We're looking for a 3/4 inch wrench. We can't move this table. It's being held up here with this bottle jack for the sleeper. We can't find the socket, but that's okay. It's coming together rather nicely. Stack bracket on. Hair breather. In. That's what we're talking. Tall breather. And something else has happened. Looky there. We're talking Mack Bulldog. The chrome is gone and the gold is in because it's Maxidine powered. You betcha it is. There's some of our stripages going on. Not done there. You can see the laser line. I got to run all the trim of that white. That's what I'm working on next. I've taped this off yesterday because this line is such a pain in the ass. And you can see right here, I've got a few little problems. We've got this little uneven lip. I've already gone through and taped that nice apex around this fender. And then I'm just gonna go and hand paint that in. You'll never even notice it. And if you do, that's your fault. I don't really care. How's that sound? All right, next step here is pretty simple, pretty basic. It's just tedious. This goes to about there. Then I will just take my razor and I'll trim that vinyl down. Like yay. Like yay. Move that out of your way. And then we'll go through the same process. Okay, there's a little bubble there. Okay, this is what happens with vinyl. You'll get a little bit of pocket of maybe some of the water that's underneath there, and then you let it dry, and then the sun will usually take those out. I'll go through if there's some that are, maybe let's just say they're violating my eyeball, and then I'll poke that with a little pin, maybe the heat gun, and tap them out. But for the most part, there's dirt in this paint. I mean, most paint jobs, I mean, if you paint in a garage, like Brad painted this thing in his shop, so what are you gonna do? It's not perfect. It's, what is perfect in this world? Nothing. Certainly not a frickin' I.
Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes.
And I am not AI. All right, that looks about right. Wet our vinyl down, peel that down, and same procedure. Yes, have clean hands, I just scrub my hands up. All right. This is going to be the trickiest part, is to try to get this lined up on the red and with the other white line. White line fever. Did you catch that? I've got white line fever right now. By the way, my back is completely blown out, and I've been suffering here for days because my back is so bad. I've fallen to the floor several times. I don't know what the hell's wrong with it. Well, actually, I do know what's wrong with it. When I worked at United Parcel Service when I was in my 20s, of a long way back, many exits ago, although I don't feel like I'm any older than I was in my 20s, mentally they say that we never get past being 20 in our minds.
What if I told you that I wasn't getting older, but I was getting younger than everybody else?
And I certainly agree with that. But our bodies, on the other hand, that's where the problems start. All right, so I'm looking at this, and that is, I mean, that is about as good as you're gonna possibly line that up. Now, around these corners, this is super tight 90. The vinyl's forgiving, so you have to manhandle it a little bit.
Manhandle.
So I'm gonna cut this into the corner. And all you vinyl guys that are out there, I don't really do this for a living, okay? That's all I can tell you. It's not exactly rocket science, but now that I pulled that line, let me pull that off. Wet that down a little bit, keep this wet. Because when I'm looking at the side of a truck like this, in my eye, since I'm a graphic designer, is always straight. Now I want to raise this up just a smidgen. Why? Because I'm an anal retentive Scorpio. And I like things exact. All right, so we get that into the corner. I'm gonna just line up my bottom. And then I'm gonna stretch this around that corner to get that top of that red stripe. Yep, because I need all of this as tall as I can get, because you can see this is gonna get fatter right here, right there, where it's tapering down, and I don't have that much room. I only have this little inch and whatever piece, so I'm just gonna set this on here and see how it looks. See, the Salem vent is now in our way, and that's gonna mess things up. Yep, some of the stripes are gonna show through. That's just the nature of the beast here, without it being painted. Now what I'm gonna do, and it's probably way not right. I mean, all these vinyl guys are out here probably screaming, "You're a moron!" But you know what? You're not here to help me, so I've gotta go it alone. In fact, let's just get the heat gun, and if this screws up, then I'll just redo the piece. I mean, I don't care. I just heat this up a little bit.
It was the heat of the moment.
I put my finger here so I can feel the temperature. It starts to stick on, melts in. I usually just take my fingers and feel my way through this instead of the squeegee. I only use the squeegee when I'm pretty much satisfied with where the stripe is. And just eyeballing that, I can see that this dog will hunt. If I can melt this to the corner so it stays. See, when it starts to get really hot, it'll get almost to the point where you don't want it to expand. It sort of explodes. Hit that with a little heat. Get that to hit that corner. Yeah, there you go. Then I can trim this off. Just like that. Oh, Bobby Ross is back. And we have a happy little vinyl line that's living in the pinch weld seam of the Mack R model. And they made the Mack R model from, I believe, 1963 maybe? I'm not sure, maybe 63, 69, I'm not sure. I'll have to do my research on the Gulag. All right, and that's in there. And then I will come back through here with this. I'll hit this heat on the Salem vent and let that sink in. And I'm gonna trim that off because I have white behind that. And then we'll hit this corner down and make sure that it's gonna stick into the hood. And by the way, we don't have the rollers for this. There's a little piece that we have. It's really high tech. It's just a piece of like 1/4 inch lumber, because inside, underneath here in Mack, there are these rollers that sit here. And Brad's were all crumbled, and it was an air ride cab, so it's for the hood to sort of ride and shift along in this section. And like I was showing you. But this stripe is looking pretty good. And when we step back from a distance, you're gonna see just how it dries on there and looks good. And then we just trim off these little pieces. And that's how you end up going around. Peel the vinyl out. Like yay. And you discard that onto the floor until you're done. You clean it up. That's how I roll. Plus my back is wasted and I can't really bend over at all because my back is just destroyed. And like I was saying, I worked at United Parcel Service when I was 21 years old and I was working in the hub unload. Isn't it ironic that years and years later I'd end up doing a series called American Trucker and I did an entire episode on United Parcel Service when we were searching for the big dog, who was totally awesome. I didn't hold the bias against them, but I went along being a professional. When I was 21 though, long before the American Trucker episode, I worked in hub unload and it was awful. You'd be in the feeders, which are the trailers, and they're all numbered, whatever they are, 1 to 6 billion. And you'd open up the door in your shift and you'd have your gallons of water ready to go, and you would open up the feeder doors and all of the packages, various sizes and shapes and weights, all the way up to 75 pounds it was then, and then beyond 75 was considered bulk. And the bulk was the really big heavy stuff, and that was a special way you had to unload or load it. And you'd go in there and start just non-stop grabbing packages and throwing them onto the conveyor belt, and they would always say, labels up, labels up. And then these sorters that were up this way, where we were in the feeders, all of us dogs, working like dogs, and I mean dogs. Labels up, labels up. And by the time you're, 2-3 hours into your shift, you're like, nah, you're dying, you're sweating to death, and you're moving all over. And by the time you start breaking through all these packages and getting your way into the trailer, you'd reach down, like your leg is, remember the pup trailers, they have the drop axle inside, and they'd have those ledges where the wheels come inside of the trailer. So you'd get all these packages that would be down in the nooks and crannies, and you'd think that it's light, if maybe the box is yay big, and you'd reach to get it, and it could be 75 pounds of like nuts and bolts or something crazy heavy, and your back would just be throttled, and it's like, oh my God, you could feel like electricity, and that kept happening to me. And then you have these idiots screaming, labels up. So by the time you're done with your shift, and even though you were making what was then a decent wage, God, I don't even know what the hell it was, probably like $8-9 an hour in the 80s, and that was great money, you were worked to death. UPS has their own medical doctors and clinics, and I went to their medical doctors because I didn't know anything. I was a young, stupid moron.
Oh yeah.
21 years old, didn't have much of a clue about anything in life, thinking that everyone is honest and ethical. And they put me on what was called a work hardening program, which means, oh, your back is strained, so we're gonna teach you how to lift properly, even though I knew how to lift properly. It's just the 75 pounds in a box this big, and then one that's this big that weighs up 2 pounds with paper in it, or some product that's light. And the throttling of your actual spine is just what takes all the brunt of the work, because you're at such weird angles and moving things, and you had to have a certain amount of dexterity to even do the job. Well, they put me on a work hardening program where they taught me how to lift empty cardboard boxes and squatting down and whatnot. And I said, I have to get a second opinion. And by the way, we're gonna see this, I'm just gonna let this camera roll because this is my nemesis strip right here. I don't know if I have enough. And where this sanded line or where the paint line is, it's gonna come through the vinyl. That's just how it has to be. I go a little long on here so I can fold this into the corners. And I'd go into their clinic, and I said, look, I gotta get a second opinion, so I did. And now in the 80s, when this was happening, when I was young. Instead of like today, you go in for an MRI, I had to stay overnight in the hospital, and they put you on a table, and they give you a spinal tap, and they would inject fluid into your spine.
The physician carefully guides a needle down to the spinal column. The physician slowly injects contrast dye. This dye mixes with the spinal fluid and flows through the spinal canal
into your spinal fluid, and then shake you up like a malt on the operating table while the doctor's in there. So that's how they could get the contrasting colors to see if you had disc issues. And after all of that torment, He said, yes, as a matter of fact, Rob, you have your fourth and fifth vertebrae are herniated, but they're not herniated discs to the point where I'd like to do surgery on you because you're so young, and we're just gonna, I think that you'll recover. And he said, you're gonna have to change your lifestyle from this moment on, no more heavy lifting, and I've always worked out and things, and it's like, what? Yeah, we're gonna line this stripe up while I'm talking to you. Why? Because I can do it. And after that, not having the surgery, and I was just told, well, you'll have to basically live with it. Here I am all these years later, and I've never had the surgery, and UPS has absolutely screwed me on this. So you know what I'm going to do with this keyhole is, I don't know, we're going to figure it out live. I'm going to fold that into there, and I'm going to step back and take a look at this. I just lightly do this with my finger. Hold on. Let's eyeball it. Oh. The dog's going to hunch because this was my problematic stripe right here, for sure. Do I want to tilt that down? No, I'm not even going to take any chances. Why? Because in 1976 Mack, Brad and I talk about this. In 1976, when they made these awesome bicentennial versions of their R models, and then all their municipality rigs, like their trash trucks and all those off-road stuff, cement mixers, they did these schemes. You rarely would see one that was like owner-operator over-the-road rig with a 36-inch bunk like this, which is so awesome, so awesome. I'll be honest, I think it's better than the R model from Convoy. It just looks better, and that's just my opinion. Anyway, I'm going to stick it down because this is the hardest one to do, and I don't have much room. Kind of maybe it's going up a smidgen, maybe. Well, you'll never notice that. If I don't notice it, you won't notice it. And if you do, it's only because I just showed it to you on camera while I'm doing it. So anyway, UPS, thank you for the disc issue, because now anytime in my adult years I have suffered over the years because of the problem that they did, I do remember run into problems when I'm older. Oh, here I am, older, much older, and boy, am I suffering. And I mean suffering because of the UPS situation. Now what I'm going to do here is improvise. We're going to do a little heat gun action live. And I don't know, I think I can maybe melt this down around the keyhole. Just like that a little bit. I don't know how that's going to work. I'll come back with a close-up. Here's what I'm doing. It may be wrong. This is no problem. I know that's straight up there. I've been melting this a little bit, and I'm just trying to press this in as much as I can to get it into this top so I can pull it into this and just trying to work my way into this little keyhole here. Just like this, keep tucking it in. So I kind of run my fingers through it, so I'm really better with my fingers than I am with that squeegee. Once I can get that to stick down, all of these little wrinkles will come right out of there with the heat gun. Okay, again, I don't know if I've ever seen this done before, but this is how I'd imagine you should do it. I gotta get it to stick. All right. Now I'm just gonna keep working that in. Just like that. Just like that. Just like that. It might be a little off there, but who's gonna really? You know that you're gonna see this thing in a truck show and most people will love it. And then you're gonna have complete and total douchebags. I mean, you're gonna have very discerning truck people, at least people that think they know everything in the world about trucks. Your lines are off over there, man. That's not exactly straight. Look at that. I mean, I can see the seam where the paint was. Okay, well, show me your 1976 Bicentennial Mack. Here comes Bradley. Can hear him coming in. He's gonna already make a comment. He's gonna love this because he's been waiting for this final stripe to come in. There he comes. We'll see what he's got. I think this is turning out well here. And then I'll trim all of this off. And I'll keep working this in. I'll take the heat gun to that, and I'm gonna melt that thing in there, and then I'll just take the razor blade and I'll just sort of rock it around there. What you got?
Wait a minute, look at this. I went and dug in my storage trailer.
A nice wire loom. We're gonna need that.
Look at here.
Oh yeah, there's the exhaust that we're looking for.
We're gonna cut it and use that underneath the bottom.
Perfect.
This stuff all came off of an old storage trailer I had sitting up there for the last 15, 20 years.
Great. What are those lights?
These are mud flap brackets, the original wire hanger.
Oh, by the way,
see?
Chrome Shop 75 has got the Mack red, white, and blue flaps. No? We're not going
I
there?
got a set of original thick rubber right there. A right and a left. Found another one of these, that one's not bent.
Oh, an Arkansas tachometer. That's going on the top. Nate wants this on there. We're going to cut that stack so we can put that on there.
Here's a loom. Put all this here. We'll make this little table. Mack mud flap weights table.
Sweet! That's awesome. Everything this truck's going to need, basically, you just found. What else you got?
Here's something special you can hang up on the wall. It says Mack.
That's cool.
Here's some
We could bolt that on somewhere. Oh, I love those. Do you have quarter fenders for it? We got to get some. We got to get a chrome set or polish set.
Check this out. Found two 4-inch clamps.
That's exactly what we were looking for last night. Look at these. Look at this. Look at this.
Wait. Check this.
This is going to be cool.
This is the real deal. Look at this one.
Whoa, we're talking OEM, old new stuff.
$39 for the set.
What is that? What's in there? I guess we're going to wait and see. Awesome, awesome.
Original box.
You know what? Fate had it, bro. That makes me happy because I wanted those on there and he found a brand new set. Oh, I'm like a kid in a candy store. Bust it all out here.
That was the best find up there.
No doubt. Okay, here's what we got. We got these Mack mirrors, which are great, but they're not.
These are more of the original ones right here.
This is what came with it. Oh, does that look good?
Yeah. Now listen, I think somebody put those bullet lights on that truck. I don't think it came with those. I think it came with brand new original.
Are those Macks? God dang, those are going
metal.
Those are going on.
Those are not plastic like you get now. Those are metal.
They're going on.
I said, what's in this box? And I ripped it up my way. It's the original from 1982, I think, is on the box.
That is so awesome.
A little newer than 76, but still, that's what it should have on it. They're heavy metal.
Absolutely.
And they're the old, you know, they're not LEDs, they're the original type stuff.
I don't know, I've been working.
Raw spider webs, bees. Every time I hit something, them bugs.
Show me the mud flaps, man. I've been dying for the mud flaps.
These are back, you remember Tidewater Mack back in the mid-90s? They reproduced a lot of the original.
Where was Tidewater Mack?
In 1972, Richard Dobb purchased an existing Mack dealer in Chesapeake, Virginia, renaming it Tidewater Mack, and they specialized in Mack B model parts. They were rebranded as TMI in 2023.
I got these. Awesome. Awesome.
Listen,
we are loaded up for this baby.
I want to tell you the difference between new mud flaps and original mud flaps.
Man, I can tell they're like 25 pounds a piece.
They're heavy.
Look at that. Hold one of those up. Oh, that looks.
These were.
That looks
I
sick.
ordered these back in the 90s.
Yeah.
When I was building that first B model Mack, and these were the original style. So there's a right and a left. See how a bulldog looks at each other?
Yeah.
That's what you. I mean, that would be original.
That is awesome.
That would be original. I think that would look better than the plastic red, white, and blue thing. These are the real deal, dude.
So nothing too flashy in 76.
Not even on these. Not even on.
Yeah, because most of this is like plated plastic.
Not even on
stuff.
this special painted truck. I don't think.
Okay, I'll take that. Take this.
Bam! Well, you drop that and you in trouble. We don't want to mess up nothing.
Perfect.
I'm glad they come. You see how? Look at the rust in there.
Hang on.
Now these are actually good besides some I've saw.
Oh yeah, that's what snaps right off. Look at that.
They'll break off right there. It's just so little. and it's so rusty all the time. Yeah, that one's all metal. This one's plastic, so that automatically tells you this is a newer mirror because it's plastic.
Yeah, for sure.
Hand it up here. Let's see what we can do. Mack! How's it look?
Upside down, it's perfect. Right like that, put it on.
That's how we should do it.
Screw that in. It looks awesome.
There we go.
It's going on.
Going on, bud.
Nate's gonna come back and go, holy.
Yeah, he probably. Ooh, I'm gonna lose that spacer. Go up another step if this ladder don't fall on me.
Safety first, Bradley, safety
I
first.
got my safety net down there, that cement floor. This is a wobbly ladder. It's
Look at this. I think it's a 76 ladder.
It is. It really is.
That's so
It
cool.
really is.
Spot mirrors.
Is that good?
Oh, son, does that look good?
Yeah, I like that better.
Here we are, brand new OEM lights, going up Bradley style. Here you are, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, looky that.
Those are nice.
Oh, are those cool? That is what I'm talking about. Sweet. Beautiful. Not every day you're up on top of a 76 Bicentennial / Semiquincentennial Mack putting on OEM. Look, come on now. Mm-hmm. This is what we call the lipstick in the earrings. And it's badass. Yeah. And I love this big giant tall monster breather. That thing is like air suck extraordinaire. Lights going down. Yep. Looking sick. We're like kids. This is the fun stuff right here.
As long as you can get everything to line up.
How long do you think it's taken you and Daniel and Nate to prep it? I mean, I know that this truck was in here for years in the shop and you had it white, but when you decided to make it the celebration truck, how many hours do you think you got in this thing?
Months. Working on it, messing with it.
What's this, Brad? This little rubber grommet, do you need that?
No, that's just waste.
But haste makes waste.
It's waste.
Okay, here comes Nate. He's been gone for a couple days camping.
He's gonna tell us what he thinks.
He hasn't seen all the detail work, but he's probably gonna like it. So we're gonna find out what he thinks live on the camera action. Let's just go over here, shall we? Let's catch his action with the action cam.
I hope it looks better than your haircut. Man.
What do you think, dude?
Dude, I think that this is, what am I supposed to say? It's been built by Brad and Rob.
Yeah, you and Daniel. I mean, I'm just helping out with the detail work here with the stripes and all, but isn't it looking awesome?
Oh, it looks great, man.
All the stripes are done?
Dude, it really
look at your pop found OEM marker lights up top from Mack. They're metal.
Dude, the mirrors.
The mirrors.
The mirrors are perfect.
OEM, I told you, the Mack mirrors, bro. Isn't that awesome?
Sweet.
Right?
Dude. That top stripe really set it off there too.
Oh man, take a look at it. Your dad just put all the grab rails on the sleeper and things?
Oh yeah.
Is that not looking sick?
It looks amazing.
It looks awesome. Yeah, we're talking details, brother.
Dude.
Breather? How about the breather?
It looks super cool up like that.
That's what we're saying. That's what we're saying.
We
The
knew
Bulldog is on. The Mack letters are on. Mm-hmm. Right?
Beautiful. Man, it looks really good.
Yeah. He likes it. Hey, Mikey, he likes it.
He likes it. Hey, Mikey.
When you bring life home, Don't tell the kids it's one of those nutritional cereals you've been trying to get them to eat. You're the only one who has to know.
All right, what do we got here? About day 6.
Day number 6 of the Mack restoration.
The Wyke operation. Oh, my back is so wasted. This is the headliner that goes in the Mack, and right now Nate and I are going to take these speakers off because we're going to do a little something before your very eyes that was never involved in this Mack for the Bicentennial Edition. All right, we're going to pop these off, and then we're going to show you a little bit of the idea of what we're going to do with this. This is obviously the back side. There was some mice damage that went into this. This side we don't have insulation, so we'll probably just take all this off.
Then we can put some of that rubber mat.
Yes, exactly. We'll put a hush mat, exactly 100%.
That's the way to go.
That they put in, it wasn't exactly for the Bicentennial look, and I don't know, I think it was sort of an oversight, probably cost. But we're going to make it way cooler than it is right now because this, I don't know, skanky colored beige is out. Here's some headliner progress that's going on over here. What the hell is that? Well, let's just reveal it with you. Let's do it together. Look at that nice line, huh? Look at that. That's tape. That's tape from Temu, Brad said. He got it on Temu.
Look at that beautiful line.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Who needs the Evel Knievel rig? We've even got, check this out. We got the OEM speakers, which of course we painted. And those will go sliding right on back into there. Like yay? Huh?
Look at that.
Got ourselves a cool looking headliner. Look at that. Pretty cool, hey? I mean, that's what we're talking. Just a little bit of detail work. Why? Because I'll show you why. Because when you walk up to this rig, say you're standing here at a truck show, what are you going to see up there? I'm not sure either, Brad.
We're still on there.
Do you need to break those off?
Yeah. Or we can wait till we get our new ones.
All right, let's do that. We'll wait till we get the new ones. But either way, the headlights are basically done.
Must be while they're still in there.
Let's see. Nate's mounted the sleepers. Painted all that. He's painted.
I just wanted to put a headlight in. That's all I wanted to do.
Brad just wanted to put a headlight in, but we can't. We have to wait. We have to wait for parts. Nate painted all that sleeper bracket. They got all the new pads, the bushings exactly. That's done. We've got the original. I'm going to detail these doors out a little bit more. I'm going to put some freaky shine on there in a second and see if I can polish them up a little bit. But that's how this truck was, tan. Of course, our headliner goes into there. We're going to be doing a little experiment with this tank because we're not sure if we're missing a bracket or not. But either way, if it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Nader?
Let's see.
Well, we might as well. Cheap, 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 cheap. You hear the bird? Cheap, cheap, cheap.
Oh my God, that's a beautiful bird.
I actually didn't add those in post. Those are real. Cheap, cheap.
Oh my God.
Can you hear it?
Is that the bird that flew out of the smokestack?
What?
Do an interview with Ethan McAllister.
Yeah, give me your McAllister. Give me him.
Hi, I'm Ethan McAllister.
And where do you come from?
New York.
Give what to Rob?
Rob, I found your Valentine's Day puzzle, bud.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Well, I've been looking forward to that.
It's just for you, Poop.
Let me see what you got there.
It says, love you forever.
Let me see that. That's so kind of you.
Ow!
Oh, that is beautiful. I hope it's bleeding.
Ah, son of a bitch.
He's a hobo.
I came from my mom.
Cars hit together and he flew up a hobo's ass.
Rob Mariani is my dad. We have to do a DNA test.
That's what we call a categorical lie.
We have to swab our butts for the DNA test.
Oh, no, that's the end. Progress rolls on. Progress rolls on.
I've said it and said